Welcome back to Reading Street, boys and girls. This is Mr. Carter here with Reading Street Read Aloud. I'm going to do some garden tips today, and at the end of this video, I'll show you a couple great books that'll help you with gardening. Being that this is the weather of the fall, winter time right now, eventually we'll go into the spring. So in the fall, winter seasons, a lot of the vegetation dies off because of the cold weather. There are a few things that you can plant, like radishes and things like that, cabbage sometime, and sometimes you might even get a little lettuce in there that will grow if you get nice water, rain, and some sun days on it, even though it's still cold. But if you have cold and you just can't grow anything, everything's dying outside for you. As you see right now, I'm staying in a greenhouse. Also, if you don't have a greenhouse, you don't got to go out and spend a lot of money to buy a greenhouse. You don't have to do that. There's cost-effective ways of doing everything. Once again, reading. Reading will tell you about this all. Reading will teach you how to grow, how to plant, how to build, all those things that you may need in life to do. So, if you do not have a greenhouse, they have the seed starter kits here. They come in a thing like this. Basically, you fill this up with water. This is your seed tray. You put your topsoil in here, then you place your seeds in here. Okay, this is something you can do inside your house in a small area. Put this lid on here. That'll keep that heat inside it once the sun gets into it. Kind of keep it close to a window. But this also comes with a light fixture, a grow light on top of it. It's powered by a USB plug. So you'll close this up to vent it. There's a ventilation piece on top of there as well. But you can close that up if you want it a lot warmer. And basically, these seed starters are basically to get things started for you. Once you see that little bit of growth of green growing up from out of that seed, it may take weeks. It could take a month on certain things. It depends. But make sure you still have that water at a certain level filled up, because that soil has to be wet in order for that seed to germinate, to be able to grow. And then you take those seeds out when that spring comes out. That weather gets better outside at 75, 80 degree weather, sunshine, nice rain shower some days. You put that outside, transfer that from this, plant into it. And if you don't have a large yard, you can get yourself some planter boxes. You can plant in a bucket. Like I said, I have buckets over here. I plant potatoes in those buckets. Banana trees will grow out of a bucket. You can plant all kinds of things in buckets or Tupperware, totes, things like that of that nature. So you do not have to have a bunch of land or a large area to grow something, especially if you're just trying to feed yourself. But this is just one way. But now, if you don't want to go out and spend the money, I will try to put a link in from Amazon. Where I believe you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 6 of these. They're about $24, $25. Now you have to provide the soil and your seeds as well. But that's one way you can do that. But if this is another way, if you do not want to do it that way, it's a cost-effective way where you can actually grow something a little bigger. You buy yourself some of these Rubbermaid or Sterilite, whatever ones you want to buy. These Tupperware pieces here. You fill that up with some water. Now you'll get some of these. You can buy trays of these from Walmart, Dollar Tree, anywhere of those things. And basically, you'll take a plastic one of these, the lid that comes with this piece. These are usually run you probably about $1, $2 a piece with the lid included. You take your thing here, flip it over. This is your seed tray. You flip this over here, measure that out, mark it with a marker. Then you take yourself a box cutter, a pair of scissors, something sharp, a knife. You just be careful. The children, if you're trying to do this, have your parents help you with this, because anything sharp that can cut you or injure you in any kind of way, you want to have someone there that is an adult that is doing that part for you. So you would trace that box, and as you see, I have cut these out here. I've cut and made 3 big trays, so I can put more seeds than I could put in those ones there. Those I would probably only put maybe one seed each tray thing in those, but you get about 3, 6, 9, 12. You get 12 seeds, things you can put in there. But this, you could probably do more if you wanted to grow more than one in one of these spots here. So basically, after you cut those out, then you will put your lead. Once you get the water at a certain level where it's going to meet the bottom of that right there, it's going to meet that. Want to come in a little closer? Come in a little closer so they can see here. So once you put that in that slot there, now I've pre-cut some of them already, so that may not be the right exactly one, but anyway, you get the results of that. So you put that there, and get yourself a nice scoop. Get yourself some organic garden mix, or any kind of garden mix. Or if you don't have a lot of money, you can always just go to the dollar store. Hot and soil will work sometime as well. But sometimes if you get a garden mix or organic mix, it does help the vegetation grow a little faster and a little better. So basically you want to fill that up with some of that soil. Get some of that soil in there, fill that up right there. Now another thing, cheap, cost effective. Get your seeds. You can get them online at Amazon, or other retailers do sell them. The cheapest place I know where you can find them is the Dollar Tree. Right now they still got them for $1. That's a good deal. So if you can get in there now, get them while you can now, because once spring comes, I guarantee you they're going to be gone. So, get yourself some cantaloupe, cucumber, tomatoes, any of those type of things like that. So basically let's do the tomatoes first. So these are Roman tomatoes here. So these will be probably not that large. These are not your big tomatoes. But the seeds are really small. And the good thing about this kit right here, they actually do give you a couple of tools with it as well, so which is really good. So you can spread your soil around, and then now you can take the pointer, dig yourself a nice little spot for where you're going to put your seeds at. Now this right here is nice to have as a scoop as well. You can use the scoop again after dipping your soil and get yourself a couple seeds in there. And that way you don't waste a lot of seeds. So I'm only going to put probably about 3 or 4 seeds in this one thing here, so I can get a lot out of that. It looks like maybe a little bit more, but you get the gist of that. Then you put them babies back in there, pack it down in there. Or if you don't have a tool, just use your finger. One little finger, get that in there, boom. And then you get yourself a little water on top of that. Get yourself a little water. Just pour on top of that. That's all to moist that soil up. And basically, this is a homemade indoor tray that you can make yourself, and you can put something over top of this. You can do this inside, or if you want to do it easier, you can get that seed thing. Now also, when you're planting, you want to make some things grow a lot better and healthier. Get yourself some plant food. If you once you're going outside in the ground, some nice fertilizer sticks. And then of course, to know what you're planting, at least these right here, you can kind of like write on this with a marker, or put a piece of tape on there and write on what you're actually growing, so you know what is what. As you can see, I have them laid out here, so I'm going to be growing different things for these seed starters. And then I'll take them, once they got a nice good growth and the weather's nice and warm outside, I'll take them out of this greenhouse and we'll plant them, take them right out of this piece here, dig your holes in your ground, or as you can see outside, matter of fact, let me show you. Better show you than tell you. All right, so as you see right here, we got some above ground garden pot things right here. Now you can go straight in the ground if you want, but some of these I like to start off with, and then I'll actually start tilling the ground and start planting in different places. But you can start, if you want to build something like this, you can take some 2x4s, and if you got some random wood, if you got some pallets that you have laying around or something, or you go to a hardware store, sometime in the back of Lowe's or Home Depot, they have pallets. It's cheaper than buying the wood. So you get yourself some used pallets, and you'd be surprised what you can build from used pallets. It comes in handy. You can make yourself a fire, build all kinds of things. But anyway, these are raised garden beds. So you can put them, once you transfer them out of here, you put them in there, get that, keep that water every day, and then I get a nice soil. These comes in like little beads. You can find these from mostly nurseries, planting spots. But these right here will really take off your growth outside, where you don't have to actually water a whole lot. But you still do want to maintain, if you got hot days coming behind each other, you still want to maintain the moisture. Sometimes I'll even sprinkle a little bit of mulch, because that mulch will hold the moisture in for that soil. But these seeds right here, you can probably find, they don't have a specific name, but these are like a fertilizer type of soil, which is a little bit better than your potting mix or your garden mix. You don't need a whole lot, just get yourself a couple spoonful, because this bag right here, this one bag could take care of all 4 of those raised bed gardens. And these usually run you at your nursery. If you got a nursery in your local area, family owned, not a big box chain one, but if you get a nice small family owned one, they usually have something like this that they use to grow most of their plants and vegetation. And this will help you a lot. And it goes a long way with a little bit. And these are usually about $3 or $4 versus buying a whole bag, which some of these things will cost you from Home Depot, Lowe's about $10 sometimes, depending on which, especially organic. You may get them on sale for $5 every now and then, but they are getting a little higher. But those are things you can do. As I can say, this is an easy, quick method right now where you can get stuff started before that spring comes in, before that weather gets real warm. Right now, it may be getting a little warm, 60 degrees or something like that, but you still don't want to rush it out there because you're still in January, February, March. Around that March time, into February sometime, that it'll change up. It'll get the weather will get a little bit warmer. Then you can try to transfer out of here, and you'll see it take off. I mean, you'll see stuff. You just keep coming back every day to check, but you check your water levels because being the heat, if you got it in a closed area and the warmth and there's no air getting to it really, that water is going to evaporate eventually. So you still got to keep an eye on your water where you still want to come in and you can just easily lift one of these up and take yourself a water, a cup of water, or get yourself a 2-liter. You got an extra 2-liter bottle of soda or a bottle of water that you had, fill it up and bring it out and fill it up. Like I say, you do it on your patio, your back deck, inside your house. You can grow in small areas, and this is how you start those seedlings from the beginning. So just wanted to give you a couple of tips today. Hope it wasn't too long. And at the end of the video, I'll give you some books that are really helpful on growing your own food, how to grow, and also even weeds are eatable or edible, So some weeds out here that you may not know, you think they're poison or something, but some weeds are edible, and you may have to eat those things in a survival situation. So thank you for joining. I thank you for listening, and I can't wait to read to you soon. I got another great book for you too, and it may be involving growing your own food. See you next time.